I have a lot of problem with the Mill District Plan as it sits and as it was developed. There are several features about it that are of concern to me, not the least of which is the granting of special taxing powers. If I'm correct, the sales tax can be increased without referendum in the Mill District. There's the right of eminent domain, which allows for property takeover. But I think more importantly, that went through here too quickly. I don't think a lot of people really understood what that process was all about or what the long-term impact of it might be. I'm very distraught at the cover of the booklet that shows the VFW turned into a parking lot. I know that other businesses are gone from those concept drawings. I can only imagine how that makes them feel. And in some cases, I've heard directly how it makes them feel. I believe that there's enough business uncertainty in the current Mill District Plan that it might in fact discourage development as it sits. I really think that plan needs to be revisited and rethought. But I believe that as it sits right now, it's not the advantage that we hoped it would be.
Matt Raleigh.
Like I stated before, I was on the Plan Commission when this Mill District Plan was put together, and I did participate in the design charrette that we had here, the visual preference survey, that we did have a number of residents attend and participate in that process, and I believe that all the residents were invited to participate. I don't believe that the plan itself grants any special powers for taxing and that, but it does reduce the burden on anyone who would want to come into the downtown area and build. Zero lot lines on the front, reduced parking requirements, I believe, all things that are important when you're looking at redeveloping a piece of property. Rezoning property against somebody's will is something that I don't support, and at the time when that came to Plan Commission, there was a number of concerns about that, and the Plan Commission felt that would be something that we would support. I don't even think it's inside the realm of the Plan Commission to talk about that. But that's not something that I would support. And to keep in mind that it is a plan. It's simply a plan for moving forward. I think that if you don't set your sights on something, on where you want to go in the future, to bring commercial business down into our downtown, then you're going nowhere. So that being said, it is only a plan. Nothing is set in stone. The village is not going to be developing or redeveloping or tearing down anyone's houses or businesses. That would be strictly on their own merit, and let the economy decide how and when that's going to happen. Thank you.
Jean Felton.
Thank you. I mean, again, as Matt said, all that Mill District Plan is a plan. I know Martin had said earlier that the village needs to look to the future and we need to plan. This is just an example of one of those things that we are trying to do that. We had an overall master plan for the Orchard Road corridor. I mean, that took years and years and years before anything happened out there. We had an overall master plan for the east side, out where the library and the commercial development is out there. But if you don't have some type of a plan to at least start, you're not going to get anywhere. And that's not to say this is set in stone, it can't change. You know, it may change. That it may take 10, 15, 20 years to see that plan come to any type of a fruition here in the downtown. And I am very adamant, and I know the entire board would back me up on this, that we have been very vocal and very clear that we would never take over anybody's property. I mean, this is only a plan as people start selling and property starts turning over, and it's our suggestions of what could be done with that property. But we would never use eminent domain to take over anybody's property to do that, just like we did here with the village hall. I mean, the entire board was on board and adamant with that, and we were able to negotiate and purchase the lots that we built this village hall on without having to exercise any eminent domain. So again, it's just a plan. You have to have a plan and a vision for where you want something to go.
Thank you. Martin Flowers.
Okay, so just to clarify, nothing of eminent domain has been presented to any of the property owners downtown, correct?
I can say, I won't sit here because I don't have a definite answer, but I didn't think this was debated. So.
No, I was just trying to clarify. And is that something?
We did not purchase any of the buildings for this village hall under eminent domain.
No, I meant for also in the mill domain. There has been no discussion of eminent domain, correct?
in terms of we will not do it. But again,
Okay,
this is
all right.
not a debate.
No, I'm not trying to debate, I just wanted to clarify that point for everybody. Well, the mill plan sounds like a long-term vision plan. Sounds like something that is gonna really benefit. A couple of things that I think we need to revisit. We need, obviously, if you're using revolving funds, that requires that you have to create X number of jobs. So X number of jobs means that people need places to park. We need to address the parking. I can see behind City Hall, we've provided more parking for here at the municipal level up front as well. I think I support the mill plan as long as nothing is being addressed. As far as our VFW is an institution downtown. That's not going anywhere. That is an institution here in this village, and that stays.
Josh Salzberg.
Okay, to expand on what Martin was saying, the mill district plan is exactly that, a plan, but I think it really needs some serious looking at by the board and by, in a sense, the planning commission, because with the whole eminent domain issue, how would you feel if you were a homeowner on the receiving end of that, having the village come in and say, well, we're going to take over your house because we want to build this massive, I've seen portions of the plan, I know there's a Riverwalk plan, and they've also discussed possible condos like you see on South River Street in downtown Aurora. And as, I don't know if many of you know this, but a lot of those have sat vacant due to the economy. Now, the question is, do we want to build condos like that in our landmark downtown that they have the same, possible same future sitting empty? And as in regards to the VFW is an institution in Montgomery. It's been around since I've been here, and it needs to stay here to honor our veterans.
Thank you. Robert Waterman.
In terms of the mill district plan, it is exactly just suffering from redundancy here. It was only a plan. It was something that would identify different opportunities for different type of businesses to come to our community. Just that was alluded to before, there would be different codes that, and I guess this is a way in terms of being pro-business, is, trying to make a catalyst for opportunity. I think one of the things that we've all feel is that Montgomery could use a little bit more entertainment. We have a beautiful, beautiful jewel in the Fox River, and there is also a lot of businesses that have already invested a lot of money in downtown. We have many from the Village Hall to Dr. Schultz. There's when you have a plan, you have to have a vision. And it's not saying that we would ever take anybody's house, and just as what happened when we had with the Village Hall, it wasn't necessary. As for the VFW, in terms of being a parking lot, no, there's never. Can you imagine the egg on a face if the village would push the VFW out of the community? That would never happen. But possibly they might want to sell if a developer would come in and offer them a lot of money. Finally, we have Gray's Mill, and recently, in the past, Gray's Mills, somebody wanted to develop it that had a long history, and there was reasons why we didn't, look at that favorably. But that, I have a vision to be our